Good evening. Everything's set up correctly. The lights are on. It's game week 11 deadline time. It is an hour and 26 minutes until the deadline. Some fairly big-ish news today. Alonso is out, so Chilwell will almost certainly play, which is good. Good for Chilwell owners anyway. And Mason Mount might miss out, but more importantly, Jota now looks fairly nailed. Seb, I've made a decision, Seb. I'll message you later. Let's just say it's not red. But yeah, Jota looks pretty much nailed now while Firmino's out for a long time, apparently at least a month. Now with international break, that's obviously going to take up 2 weeks of it, but after the international break, you get game week 12, game week 13 is a week later, and then the next game week's like midweek, and then the next one's the next weekend, so you get quite a few games quickly. So I think, yeah, Jota looks good. There's going to be loads of benching questions this week. Just to get one out of the way straight away, I would play Antonio ahead of both Cancelo and Livramento. I'm just saying. A lot of people are going to ask that. So maybe I should have got it up on screen somewhere. I would play Antonio over Livramento and Cancelo. I'd probably go Antonio, then Cancelo, then Livramento. Livramento's great, but he ain't getting into my team right now. Physio, how is it going? My team, yeah, I'll bring up my team in just a second. Bench Rafinha or Grealish? I'd probably bench Grealish, to be honest. Again, a lot of people looking at Rafinha to Jota. I don't know if I would do it this week. Maybe if Jota had an easier home game rather than an away game to West Ham. He's still great, but yeah, Cancelo over Antonio over Livramento. You play Cancelo ahead of Antonio. Maybe. I think it's quite close. I don't think the difference between those two is that high, but I just hate benching attackers, especially Antonio. It's one of those weird weeks where if someone said to me they're going to sell Antonio, I wouldn't think they're crazy, but those who have Antonio, I wouldn't expect to see him benched. But it's one of those weeks. I need Saka to do something this week. Anything. Goal. That'll do me. Apart from he'll get a goal and then I'll be annoyed he didn't get more because it's Watford, you know. The heroic doses, thank you very much for coming. Remember, Mount replacements, Jota. Yeah, Mount to Jota seems pretty obvious to me. Savage FPL, here's to green this week, fingers crossed. Nightmare selection, bench one, Cancelo, Rafinha, and Mbomo, Tony Jimenez. I'd probably bench Cancelo, to be honest. You can't bench Brentford players against Norwich. I'd play Rafinha over Cancelo. I'd probably play Jimenez too, I think. Yeah, I'll bring up my team. I haven't sold Antonio, and I don't think I'm going to do it. The problem is now, Jota kind of throws an additional spanner in the works, where next week I think it's possibly viable to go for Jota over Son. I'm not saying I will definitely do that. I just don't want to make the decision right now. And if I do that, again, it'll be Vardy that probably goes, and he'll go down to Tony anyway. So I'm probably going to keep Antonio. I've got to be honest, there's a lot of people out there with nicer setups than me. Like, they've got, at least, you know, grass is always greener setups. They've got, like, maybe 2 up front instead of 3, or they don't have Jimenez and they've got Tony. I don't know. I mean, Jimenez should be nice enough over the next 4, but after that, he's probably going to go. You're hoping for a Norwich. I want Brentford to score goals. I just don't want Tony involved. Yeah. I'm probably going to have to take... Unless I get Jota, I'm probably going to take a hit next week because Son is going to be priced out. No captaincy video. No, I might start and back up from next week because I think we shouldn't just say Salah and we can't discuss it. I didn't do any video today, actually, apart from for Patreon. Just one of those days. Couldn't do an extra video. Hopefully we'll be back to normal over the international break. Chintan, Ramsdale can benches Foster, Rafinha, Diaz, and Livramento. Yeah, okay. Let me just discuss bench boost as well. I don't think in most cases I would bench boost. I'm not against using it in a single game week. I'm really not. I'm really not against using it before. In a single game week. But I'd rather know what's going on with the doubles before I make that decision. So in most cases, I probably wouldn't bench boost. But a lot of people have got decent benches. Like that one there, Foster, Rafinha, Diaz, and Livramento. You could do it. I probably wouldn't. -8 to fix my team and activate bench boost as all players on great fixtures. If I wait, I'll definitely get priced out. I wouldn't be taking -8s to use a bench boost right now, no. No. Like if you're already close to a bench boost, that means you've got good bench players. So why do you need a -8 to fix the team? It just sounds like too much for me. Essentially, it sounds to me like you're using the -8 to get a good bench boost rather than just using the bench or the transfers to fix your team. So I don't, without seeing the team, I doesn't sound good to me. Now, 2 free transfers, so Vardy, Laporte to Kane, Reguilon, or 8 Nuri to leave a bit in the bank, or Laporte out and save a transfer, bench 2. Oh, man, that's like multiple questions in one. Really making sure you get them all in once. I mean, whether or not you save a transfer, that's really up to you. Like, what do you want to do next week? If you get Laporte and save a transfer, what's the plan next week? Like, Vardy to Laporte to Kane Reguilon seems okay. I don't think you need to rush that this week, though. Like, Vardy's got leads, so you could just make one move. Bench 2 of Cancelo, Foden, Saka, Rafinha. Like, you can't, again, like, I know people have got benching headaches, but you ain't benching Brentford players against Norwich. You're not benching Saka against Watford. Like, those decisions should be easy enough. So you can instantly... I would probably bench Cancelo and Hwang out of those lot. But some of them you just have to play. You can't sell players for a hit before they play Norwich. You can't bench them either. Hwang, Jimenez to Antonio or roll over a transfer. I don't know why you'd bring Antonio in for Hwang Jimenez, to be honest. So I guess you just roll the transfer. Should I start Rafinha or Livramento? Oh man, Livramento's good, but like he's not this good. You got to play Rafinha. Got to play Rafinha. Once again, I'll probably have... after tonight, when Southampton played, I'll probably have Livramento bench points on my bench again, or points on my bench again. But I still wouldn't play him over most of these players. Antonio Mount out for Son and Broja for -4. No, probably not. Son for next few weeks, and new manager impact, and Broja for this week and Norwich next week. Nah, probably not. Probably just roll and do it next week. Mount to Jota for free seems better. Depends whether you can get Son later on, I guess. We'll discuss that Vardy one in a minute. Mount for Foden or Jota? Mount for Foden or Jota? Probably Jota. I got Gallagher in. Was that a bad decision? I don't really rate him that much as an FPL option, but look what he did last week. I could be wrong. He's got decent fixtures, hasn't he? Duffy versus Newcastle or Livramento. I'd probably play Duffy. I know we're getting to the stage now where Duffy maybe isn't completely nailed, but Newcastle at home just seems like a better fixture, and Brighton are a better defence, so I'd probably just play Duffy. And if he doesn't play, you just got to hope that he doesn't come on at all. Triple captain Foden. Come on. I know Man United are bad, but no. Come on. I probably said the same thing when people wanted to do it for Salah against Man United. And look how that turned out. Havertz to Jota for free, or should I wait? Personally, right, I would wait. Like, Jota is a good transfer in now this week, but I don't think you need to go out of your way to do it. Like, it's West Ham away. It's not, like, super easy or anything like that. I feel like Havertz against Burnley should be given the chance, and you get an extra transfer next week. Personally, that's how I would do it. Start 2, Smith Rowe, again, playing Watford. How can you bench him? Rafinha is Rafinha. Henry? I guess he's playing... I guess he's got a good fixture, but I'd bench him. Which two should I bench? Diaz, Antonio, Gray, Livramento. Maybe I need to think of a way to get like a bench ranking on screen. I think someone messaged me that. But then you've got to list so many players. I guess there's a lot of common ones. Tempted by Vardy to Tony if you're getting next week. I don't know why you would skip the Norwich game if it's without a hit, because I don't know for sure if that's what I'll do. Who knows? Maybe I'll have a whole different plan. Maybe I'll get Kane next week. I just don't know. So I'd rather just do nothing. I don't think that Tony against Norwich home is so good that it's worth chancing Vardy against Leeds away, you know? Getting rid of him before that. If I had 2 free chances, I might consider it, but I don't. So I won't do it. Definitely not. Which two should I bench? Diaz, Antonio, Gray, Livramento. I mean, Gray... Don't rate Gray. I'm going to probably bench the 2 defenders, to be honest. Yeah, I'd probably bench the 2 defenders. Sahara out for Mbommo Foden would be Brentford double up. Well, I mean, I'd prefer Foden over Mbommo. Maybe not this week, but in general. But what are you going to do with the money if you get Mbommo? You got to take that into consideration. It's not really a right or wrong there. Long-term Foden. This week, and if you need an enabler, Mbommo. 2 free transfers, Sarr plus Decore to Mbommo and Gallagher. I'd probably rather go on Mbommo and Smith Rowe, to be honest, than Gallagher. Nick Tyres going, any chance I can put a request for a wildcard video after the international break? Yeah, possibly. Yeah. I mean, we've got a bit of extra time on the international break, so I'll either do one or two things. I'll make a couple of extra videos, or I'll just take some time off. I'm not doing November this week. This month, no. Kane captain. I wouldn't go Kane captain over Salah personally. I don't think it's wrong to do it, but I think Salah is the better option. I think like just because Salah didn't score last week, we're kind of like, I just remember what he did against Man United. Like West Ham are good, but Liverpool are Liverpool. So I think I'd probably maybe you could captain Kane a couple of times over the next 4 weeks, or 5 weeks, but I don't think this week. Simon, Son and Vardy plus Hwang or Rafinha, Kane, and Antonio. Probably Son, Vardy, and Hwang, to be honest. That's like a combo on a wild card or something. I wouldn't captain Kane over Salah. No, Gray about to drop to Jota for a -4. If you'd be priced out of it, maybe. But I don't think you need to force the -4 necessarily, though. What are you guys thinking? Vardy's the standout captain. I'm not sure about that. I mean, I'm happy to own him this week. I could really do with some points from Vardy. I've forgotten what it feels like. Start Semedo or Livramento? I'd probably start Livramento, I think, at home. Start Duffy or Cancelo. Oh, now that is tough. I'm going to say Duffy. The thing with Duffy is, like, he does carry a lot of goal threat himself. It feels wrong benching a Man City player, especially like it's against Man United and they've not been great. But Man United are at home. I know I said all this for the Liverpool game. I get it, right? I do fully get it. I really wouldn't want to bench Duffy this week because if he starts, potential for attack and returns, potential for a clean sheet. I mean, potential to get nothing, of course. But I think I would start Duffy over Cancelo. If you're ever going to bench Cancelo, then Man United away maybe is one of the games you do it in. Again, it's not one of those players that you need to like go and force out of your team. Like you must bench him, but I think I'd play Duffy. Dylan, thank you. Neil, Tony for Antonio or Mbommo for Rafinha, pick one. Well, I'd probably do Tony for Antonio in isolation, but obviously I don't know what your long-term plans are. Was forced to use my free hit last week due to injuries. Am I screwed in the future? Not screwed, but you probably have to do a bit of extra planning over what everyone else will do. Start Antonio or Duffy? Oh, no, that's tricky. I'd probably start Antonio. I like Duffy, but I like Antonio more. I'm thinking of transferring out Son and Cody for Trent and Mbommo. What do you think? You're transferring out Son? No. I find a different way to get Trent, I think. Femi, loads of people are asking, White, Cancelo or Livramento? I'd play White, and then I would play Cancelo, and then I would play Livramento. Cancelo's a really tricky one, because if he got a clean sheet and an attack and return, would anyone be shocked? Probably not. But, like, White's got one of the best fixtures you can get, I think, Watford at home. Is it worth a -4 to take out Azpilicueta for James or Chilwell? I don't think so, no. Especially, like, you've already got a benching headache, so I don't know why you take a -4 to kind of... You know, Azpilicueta will probably play, and if he doesn't, you've got one of those players you're already unsure about whether you should bench or not. So I don't think I would take a -4, to be honest. If that makes sense. That makes sense. With Salah blanking last week in midweek, is it a good time to look at someone else for the armband? That is so knee-jerky. P.S. Salah didn't blank last week. He got an assist. We've come to expect so much from Salah. We say that an assist is a blank. FPL Audit Romano, thank you very much. 3 months member. What a legend. Vardy being wrongly overlooked for Spurs assets. Is it wrongly? I don't know. I know what you're saying. I hear you. I do get it. I fully get it. He could be kept. Watford at home, Southampton away, Villa away, Newcastle home. He could be held on to over just getting Spurs players in. The annoying thing for me is, this is why I'm better all over the place. If I'm going to keep Vardy, let's say long term I do keep him, I don't go for Son, then, and plus then you've got him there to go to Ronaldo later on. That's the other thing as well. If you're going to use that spot to get Ronaldo, then you're going to miss game week 16 against Newcastle at home, because that's the week that Man United play Norwich, I think. Yeah. So you're going to miss that Newcastle at home game anyway, I think. I don't know if you would you hold Vardy for Newcastle at home instead of going to Ronaldo for Norwich away? Maybe you would. Maybe you would. Yeah, no, I agree. I don't think Vardy has to be sold. The only thing for me is if I don't do that, I don't know. Maybe I just got to get away without Tony this week and this week only. You're captaining Saka. Nice. Yeah, no, I do agree. We're probably trying to force Vardy out a little bit. Maybe. I don't know what I would do if I didn't transfer Vardy out next week. Honestly, like I can't. I've got no money in the bank, so I'd have to do. Even if I do Jimenez to Tony, I still can't do Saka to Jota. Even if I transfer Laporte out, it's very hard for me to get to Jota. But look, I'm sure the international break will throw something up for me. But I think you're right about Vardy. I think you're right. 1, bench Livramento or Cancelo. Livramento. 2, bring Son or Jota next week. Like, if it's a decision for next week, let's leave it till next week. Right now, if Firmino's going to be out more than a month, then Jota is great value. Like, Son is great as well. Like, I think Son still outscores Jota, but there's a big price difference. So what does that let you do? Like, if it's a choice between, say, Jota and Vardy, or Son and Tony. Now, obviously, this week Tony looks great. I get that. Then Jota and Vardy probably wins out. So I don't think it's not really a straight up comparison Son and versus Jota because there's a lot more to it. But I think Son still outscores him. That's what I would say. And also, if you want to go for that differential captain, like in Game Week 15, for example, or even Game Week 12, when Spurs play Leeds in 12 and then Norwich in 15, then obviously you're going to need Son or Kane in. So it depends. Some of you will be able to get to Kane and have Jota, right? Especially if you've... Like for me, if I'd kept hold of Rafinha instead of Foden, I probably wouldn't be looking to get Foden in right now. I'd probably be using the money to do Saka to Jota and then finding a way to do Vardy to Kane. That would probably be my move. In fact, if I'd kept Rafinha, I don't know if I'd be looking to get rid of him this week at all. Or for a little while. Let's say I had Rafinha still. I'd have 1.6. So I'd have the money to go from Saka next week to Jota. And then maybe I would make that Tony move. I don't know. I'm not saying for definite, but this is what I would probably have thought about. And also I might have done it earlier to catch the price rise. And then just do Vardy to Kane. But once you've got Foden, it's very hard to sell him. But that looks like a pretty nice setup. And in that one, so that's what I'm saying. I like Son is probably the better value player out of him and Kane. But if it means Jota and Kane instead of Son and whatever striker, I don't know. I mean, if you get Son and Vardy, that's a bit different. Anyway, I'm just thinking out loud. I'm just thinking out loud to like 8,839 people. Maybe that doesn't help at all. I don't know. Tom, thank you. Where's my chat gone? I don't know why it always disappears every now and again. No, I've completely lost it. Oh, maybe not. Maybe I've just not scrolled up enough. Christian to Chilwell worth -4. No, probably not. Don't think so. Probably just keep Christensen. I hope he starts. I got Gallagher and was it a bad decision? I think I already did that one. We'll see. Getting Mane. Do I drop Bernardo Silva or Benrahma? Probably Bernardo Silva, to be honest. Sarto and Bomber, who would then come in for one of Livramento or White, or just play the two defenders and roll free transfer? Yeah, I don't think you need... Yeah, I think I'd roll Sun H. Just play White. Job done. Bench one of Rudiger, Chilwell, Cancelo, or Livramento. Ramsdale or Sanchez. To play this week, I'd play Sanchez, I think, over Ramsdale. Play Livramento over Mount. No, I'd probably play Mount. The only thing with Mount is he might get benched and then he might come on. So you could maybe play Livramento over Mount just for that reason. I don't think it's a case that Mount's going to miss out completely necessarily. Kane has failed almost every eye test this season. It's more about his failed move than a manager thing. Yeah, possibly, but like, are we sitting here saying that Kane, one of the best strikers to have ever, not just recently, but ever played in the Premier League, Is that him done now for the next 28 weeks or 28 game weeks? I'm going to say probably not. A guy that scored midweek, scored a hat-trick this season, albeit in Europe against easier opposition, scored and got an assist against Newcastle. Look, he's not been great so far, but players don't necessarily just play great from game 1 to game 38, you know? So you could be right. Maybe he will still be bad, but I feel like if that's the better move for your team, I don't think it's a bad move at all. If that makes sense. Bench DS over Cancelo, yes. I'd always play Cancelo ahead of DS if you've got to make the choice anyway. Andy, you idiot, in capital letters. That is like a dagger to the heart, that. Thoughts on Ramsdale versus Sanchez? Yeah, Sanchez, I think. Better defence. What is your thoughts on starting Cancelo over Ben White or Livramento? Well, Man City has a tough game. Yeah, I'd play Cancelo over Livramento. I don't know about playing him over Ben White, though. It's close. I think Ben White's just got a better fixture, hasn't he? Play Tony and Bomber and bench Antonio, or play him and bench one of the Brentford boys. I would definitely play the Brentford boys this week. Vardy to Kane this game, we call roll for Son. I don't think you necessarily have to get Son, but I don't think Vardy to Kane is worth a transfer this week, personally. Wait till next week, and you can still do Vardy to Kane if you want, or you can go to Son. You leave your options open, right? Who knows? Like, look at this week, right? Firmino gets injured. Suddenly, Jota changes people's plans. Who knows what could happen over the international break? Plans can change pretty quick. So you don't have to like, it's like I was saying earlier this week. I think on the game week preview, like, there's nothing wrong with making a transfer before the international break. There's still points to be had, but you don't need to force transfers either. So if you have got the opportunity to roll, then just roll. It's what I should have done last week. And Bomo, Tony, Saka, James Chilwell, best differential captain. Oof. Probably Tony. I mean, the Chelsea boys, if the Chelsea boys get an attacking return, then they'll probably get a clean sheet too. Could be big. I'd say Tony against Norwich, though. CR7 for Kane this week, or wait 2 weeks after Watford. I wouldn't sell CR7 for Kane this week, I don't think. I think Kane's got the better fixture, yes. But if you've got... It's Watford... Is it away or home for Man United? I think it's away. I'm sure it's away. Yeah, it's away. I don't know, actually. Ronaldo to Kane. I don't know. I just don't know if it's worth a transfer. Again, maybe you go into next week with 2 free transfers instead. I think that's probably what I would do. Emerson Royal is a beast. Must option soon. I don't think must. I think... Look, I mean... Conte will do good things at Spurs. How quickly he'll turn that defence around, I don't know. But Emerson Royal and Reguilon are definitely on my list to watch out. Again, I wouldn't necessarily rush out to get them this week unless you're stuck. But yes, we should keep an eye on them. Cody to Reguilon to bench Antonio. Nah, we're just playing Antonio. I think when you bring someone in to bench someone you're otherwise going to play, it's got to be someone really good. And I just don't think Reguilon away to Everton is worth using a transfer on just to bench Antonio. No, I haven't used triple captain. I will save that to the double game weeks and get about 5 points probably. Start this week. Swap or Azpilicueta or Diaz to Chilwell. I would probably do Azpilicueta to Chilwell rather than Diaz if it was me. Or downgrade Diaz to get in Son, or Vardy straight to Kane. I have to. I mean, you got 3. Like, those questions are like almost impossible to answer because once you do one, it changes your next transfer. So who do you want? Do you want Kane or do you want Son? I wouldn't do Vardy to Kane this week. Downgrading Diaz to get in Son sounds nice, but again, you don't necessarily need to do that this week. So all those moves could be good. Daniel, thoughts on Mount, James, Chilwell, captain as differential? Sure, if you're feeling brave, go for it. I wouldn't captain Mount. I'd probably go Chilwell because I think Alonso's injured. Or Alonso's out. Didn't even read what he was out for. Did he try to come on in the Champions League or something like that? Yeah, probably Chilwell if you really want to go different. Out of those, Mane and Antonio out for Kane and Jota -4. Nah, don't think so. Like, if Firmino's out, Mane's going to play as well. So taking him out from -4, don't see it. Grealish, Jota, Vardy out for Foden, Jimenez, Son -4. No. Like, Vardy's got Leeds. Jota's just suddenly become popular. And Grealish, okay, Grealish could be sold, I guess. Grealish to Foden for free, maybe. Again, I don't think you need to do that this week. And so Alonso suffered what looked to be an ankle injury in the closing minutes of Tuesday's European side. Boom, there you go. There you go. Can you explain how to hit the like button? There's over 8,000 people are not sure how to do it. Yeah, hit that like button. Why not? Please. Hit that subscribe button as well. I think after this stream we'll be like 2,000 away from 250k, which is mental. DS to Chilwell or Sarr to Smith Rowe? Good question. Probably Sarr to Smith Rowe. I don't think DS is that bad to hold. It's not as exciting as Chilwell and James, I get it, but nice long-term hold. Sarr to Mboma or roll to avoid a -4 next week. Again, like, what's the -4? Sarr to Mboma is a nice move, I think. But is Sarr +4 points better than Mboma? Like, Watford have got Arsenal away. I mean, it's going to be tricky enough. I guess avoid the hit. Mark, thank you. Ben, bench 3. Trent. That's your whole team. Come on. You can't list the whole team. Give me some realistic options. Okay, bench 3. I'm going to say bench Salah out of your list. Bench Salah, Vardy, and Mboma. Come on, you're never benching them. Never benching them. I would say Livramento and Reguilon, probably. No, Livramento versus Cancelo. Do I trust Spurs that much already? I'd probably bench Livramento and Reguilon, I think. You got to bench 3, though. But you got to play 3 defenders. Yeah, that is a hard choice. No wonder you're asking. Antonio, I guess. I don't know about that, though. I feel like I haven't put enough thought into that I should. But, like, that's a lot of players. Trent Cancelo, Rudiger. Yeah, I think you got to bench Reguilon and Livramento, and then you got to bench one of the attackers, right? So it's probably Antonio. That's horrible. And it was bench 2, not 3. Oh, okay. Okay, the 2 defenders. Boom. I completely missed the next follow-up. My bad. Reguilon and Livramento. That guy should bench boost. Possibly. Bench boost, Diaz, Livramento, Foster, Trossard, punt from Brownhill. Probably not, no. I mean, it's not a bad bench boost, but I think you just wait and find out what's going to happen later on, right? Duffy or Antonio, who'd start? Antonio, Chilwell or James? I'd probably still go Chilwell this week. The thing is, I guess James is pretty likely to start, and he is a bit cheaper. So James probably is the better option long term. The reason I like Chilwell this week is because I know Alonso's out, but it does seem unlikely that James wouldn't start. So I'm going to say James. I have one free transfer 0.4. Confused between Townsend to Mboma or Smith Rowe, Azpilicueta to James, Antonio to Townsend to Mboma. Yeah, sounds good. Oh, or Smith Rowe. Okay. Azpilicueta to James. Yeah, no, I think Townsend to Mboma sounds best there. I don't think I would sell Azpilicueta this week. I would just probably play him. Don't think you need to rush to get rid of him or anything like that. You're going to captain Mount? Go for it. I got Rafinha, Liverent and Duffy on the bench and tempted by bench boost. Yeah, I've talked about bench boost a lot. General thing is, I probably wouldn't do it. I have 2 free transfers already. Gray, Benrahma to Smith Rowe and Mboma. I have 2 free transfers already. Gray, Benrahma to Smith Rowe and Mboma. Probably Gray. Then again, West Ham's fixtures are pretty damn bad. Whereas Everton... But the thing is, I just don't think Gray's that good as an option. I mean, their fixtures are pretty awful either. I'd probably get rid of Gray before Benrahma, just because Benrahma plays in a better team. That's right. I'm saying West Ham are better than Everton. I don't think that's really that controversial these days, is it? Rudiger to James or just roll. Probably... you could... Like, these moves, like Azpilicueta to Chilwell, Azpilicueta to James, Rudiger to James, you could do it. They are long-term moves. I'm not completely against them. If it's not going to screw up your moves next week, then Rudiger to James or Chilwell and Azpilicueta to James or Chilwell are perfectly fine moves, I think. Bench Livramento, Cancelo, Armstrong. Livramento. Start 1, Antonio or Rafinha. Rafinha if it has to be one. Or Livramento or Diaz. Diaz. Just to be unique, a benching question. Start Rodrigo or his lordship's Michael Antonio. I mean, Rodrigo is going to play again because Bamford's still out. Still out. Remember when he got injured? Everyone thought he might. Well, not everyone thought, but people were hoping that he'd be back like the next week, and it just has not happened. I feel like I would probably just play Antonio, like his lordship. I mean, Rodrigo does have a better fixture. I think Rodrigo's on penalties as well. I don't know if everyone who's. Oh yeah, it's Bamford usually, isn't it? I'm pretty sure Rodrigo took a penalty. But no one gets penalties these days. Well, they literally did have one recently. I still feel like I play Antonio. Bench with Liverpool. Yeah, no. I mean, I don't think anyone's going to have a bench where I'm going to say yes to bench boost. Like, if you want to go for it, go for it. Is Click on pens? Because he didn't used to be. Well, he was, and then Bamford took him over. Maybe he wasn't on the pitch last time they got one. Fair enough. Semedo or Antonio? Antonio, Rafinha to Son and Jimenez to King, or Vardy to Kane and Roll? I mean, Vardy to Kane and... If you got 2 free transfers, probably Vardy to Kane and Roll. But again, I don't really like getting Vardy out this week. This is how good my missus' team was. She had 2 free transfers, and the transfer she did was Tierney to Ben White. That's it, and just played him. Antonio to Kane or Rafinha to Son this week, both free. I mean, probably Antonio to Kane. I wouldn't want to get rid of... I think Rafinha's just got a better fixture this week. But I think Son's better value longer term. Save you a bit of money. Play one and bench order. Antonio, Rafinha, Cancelo, Livramento. Probably Rafinha over Antonio, otherwise that order. Which 2 to bench? Having Bobo, Pinnock, Tomiyasu and Adam Armstrong. Well, I'd probably bench the defenders, but wouldn't be that happy about it. Like, Southampton have got Villa tonight, obviously. I don't think that's a bad game to play Armstrong in, to be honest. Just hope he starts again. So I'd probably bench the defenders. Antonio to Tony, if you have him bomb already. Yeah, I don't think there's any issue. Like, Antonio to Tony is a conversation itself, but if the issue is because you'd have to double up on Brentford, I don't really see a massive issue with that personally. Like, Mbommo is probably the best £5.5 million-ish midfielder, and Tony's probably one of the best £6.7 million-ish forwards. So that would do for me, I think. Rami, Captain Son, Havertz, Tony, or Mbommo. Out of all them, I'd probably go Son if you're going different. You have Angel and Soul. Would you change playing squad or the bench? I leave the transfers to you. If you've got a suggestion, let me know. The bench seems okay, though. Yeah. Yeah, you could maybe play Duffy ahead of Cancelo, but that's a close call. And subscribe. Boring question. And a variant of the other questions are Livramento. Sarr or Livramento, order on the bench. Sarr. I think I would play Sarr. I think I would play Sarr. I just don't know how likely a clean sheet really is for Livramento, but I guess they are at home. I mean, it's just for the bench, isn't it? I'd probably put Sarr ahead of Livramento. Jeez, I'm never getting Livramento points, am I? Mbommo might not start. Yeah, I think they said they're going to check him in training or something, and if he's fine, he should be okay to start. He better bloody do. He was on the bench last week, so hopefully he will. Azpilicueta's a really good Chilwell. Well, definitely Chilwell, if that's the option, is Rudiger or Chilwell. Or Cody to Livramento, better bench option. Nah, I think it's better just to use your transfer on making the first 11 better, to be honest. If you've got 2 free transfers and nothing else to do, then Azpilicueta to Chilwell seems pretty damn nice to me. Why is no one talking about Jared Bowen? The West Ham it's just the wrong time to be buying him. The fixtures are rubbish, but he is good. He is good. He'll definitely be looking around Game Week 16. Should I start White or Cancelo? I'd probably start Ben White. I know. Can you really bench Cancelo, though? I wouldn't go out of my way to bench him. I think Ben White. Would you transfer Rudiger to James/Chilwell? I would, yeah, in the right circumstances. Yeah, I think it's not a side of I think it's an upgrade. Or should I just roll to get a Tottenham asset next week? Well, that's up to you, you know. Like I can't decide that for you. Cancelo over White. Is it, though? I mean, it is pretty close, I think, between the two. So maybe it should be Cancelo. I just think White's got such a good fixture. Yeah, I don't know. I think it's pretty close, that one. I think if you want to play Cancelo, just do it. I mean, he is the more interesting player. Like Ben White is about as boring as it gets in FPL. Never really goes up for corners. And when he does, he's got next to no goal threat. I mean, you are kind of just relying on the clean sheet there. I suppose at least Cancelo's got double the chance of stuff. I have 2-3 transfers in a decent squad. Would you transfer out from Azpilicueta, Diaz, Jimenez? Azpilicueta. And who would you get and who would you bench? Well, I'd probably get James or Chilwell, and I'd probably bench Diaz if it's out of those ones. Ha 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 ha. Oh, someone's got a suggestion for my team. Let's have a look at that in a sec. Friday night takeaway a choice. If I was going to get takeaway tonight, I'd probably get Chinese. Well, now I really want Chinese. I have to get it for the whole family, though. Can't just really sit there eating it on my own, you know. No fast put out. Vardy to Kane or roll transfer. Roll transfer. Do you think Chalobah will play or do I transfer? I think the problem with Chalobah is you're going to have this conversation every week. Like in these situations, like I would always go to what Neil says on Fantasy Football Scout. He has Azpilicueta, Christensen, Rudiger as the back three, so I'd say he's probably not going to play. Hello from California. Hello. Oh, Cavani's injured again. Start Diaz or Livramento. I think I'd probably start Diaz. My Diaz isn't quite as good. He's not quite as good as Cancelo, obviously. Play James and Azpilicueta or James and Livramento. Definitely the Chelsea boys. Like, no questions asked there. Christensen won't play, Chalobah will. Is that right, though? Why is that? Drop one of Cancelo, Antonio, Rafinha. Cancelo. Hudson-Odoi looking like a bargain. Chelsea, the way he's playing, plus the fact he's the only outright winger we have. But how long is that going to last for, though? I agree. Someone asked last week, and I kind of said, like, you just don't know week to week if he's going to play. But he is looking pretty damn good. But how long is that going to be for? Well, I guess until Werner is back, right? Predictions are about 80% Christensen. There you go. Like, no one knows for sure, right? Nobody knows for sure who's going to play. Annoyingly, like, you're literally going to have this like every single week. Got 2 free transfers, can't waste from Sotter or Jota. Son or Jota in for A, Rafinha, B, Foden, C, and Bomo. Make a goalkeeper sub. I guess Rafinha, probably. I mean, I think Foden and Bomo you'd want to keep a bit longer. I mean, I wouldn't like go out of my way to get rid of Rafinha, but in that case, I'd probably swap Rafinha out. Son or Jota, again, I kind of discussed this earlier. Like, Son, I think, is the better option, but obviously there's a lot more money at stake, so it depends what you can use that money with. Why so quiet about Aubameyang this week? I think just like sometimes it's just people don't own players, so you never get asked about them, right? And no one really wants to bring him in. I've actually got Aubameyang in my Sky team, and I'm thinking about captaining him over Salah. So I might do that. But that's a whole different game. People saying I've missed Super Chats. I haven't, but there's so many. I'm just trying to get through them as soon as I can. Like, there's not really a better way to do this. Like, I can't... Like, what would be great is if there was like a limit I could put on. Like, I could just limit them. But you either have them on or you just have them off. So, like, as always, I will always try and get through as many as I can before the deadline. But like, there's so many coming through that I'm not missing them. There's just a lot. Is it worth transferring out Melier to Guaita or Sanchez, or roll the transfer? Probably roll. Goalkeeper transfers, I think you've got to be in a really good position to do that. Like, if you roll and then next week you only want to make one move, then yeah, you could change the goalkeeper. But I don't think I'd do it this week. Play one. Edouard, Huang, Cancelo, or Livramento. Only play one. Probably Edouard, I think. Out of those, isn't it counterproductive to play Trent and Antonio? No, that's a trap that I often thought. Like, I fell into that, I feel like, last week when I didn't play Ramsdale because of Vardy. I think you just play the two best players. Like, you could go for a high ceiling. Like, I could play Livramento over Tony or over Trent and hope that the other one scores more. But your players aren't always going to get points every single week. You're not. It's very rare that you get all 11 players getting points. So you just play the best options. And to me, Antonio's better than Livramento and Trent's better than Livramento. So that's it. You play them against each other. Vardy's Kane this week. No, I wouldn't do that. Tony, a good shout for captain's differential. If you really want to captain a differential, then yeah, he's got the best fixture. I have 2 retransfers and 4.6 million. Saha and Aspilicueta out for Son and Reguilon, or Jota and Trent. I mean, Jota and Trent feel like pretty solid moves, to be honest. You'd have enough money for Vardy to Kane. Yeah, I think Jota and Trent is just so much more solid than Son and Reguilon. I mean, I don't know. Son and Kane, like, double up would be pretty nice differential. But you're really relying on them hitting the ground running, like, in the Premier League. So Jota and Trent feels a bit safer right now. Probably the better value pick. And then just get Kane anyway. Darren, thank you. Julian, start Antonio, Gallagher, Antonio. Daniel, thoughts on Mount, Chilwell, James, captain? I have all 3 in feeding break. I already answered that one. Haroon, would you bench boost this week if you had Foster, Vardy, Livramento, and Cancelo? Why is Vardy on your bench? No way. I think you play Vardy and don't bench boost, personally. Yeah, Mount's flag's been removed because he's not completely ruled out. Let me see if I can find out what was said. Tuchel said that Mount can play some minutes but had lost weight and was on medication, can't eat properly, and may be set for further treatment on the issue. So I feel like Mount will be benched at best. I don't think he's going to start. But I don't know that for sure. Just holding my hands up. Like, he might start, but it just seems unlikely. Mount and Townsend to Mbommo and Smith Rowe -4. You could just do one of those moves. Just do Mount to Mbommo, I think. My boy bench boost for Foster, Edouard, Cancelo, and Livramento. Only player in the team I have rotation concerns about is Rudiger. I think Rudiger will play. Yeah, again, you could bench boost. I would just wait for the double game weeks, though, in most cases. Should I do Saka in for Sarr or roll? It depends. You want Saka long term? I feel like you probably don't, so probably roll. Like, I think Saka's got Watford at home this week, and in game week 13, he's got Newcastle at home. So he's not a bad option. But in the middle of that, it's Liverpool away. So it's probably still better than Sarr, though. Right now. Bench boost have to, yeah, bench boost always the same. Probably not. Like, if you want to go for it, go for it. I don't think anyone's going to have a bench boost where I'm like, damn, you've really got to, use it there. How do you want us to write questions, comments, questions? All caps, emojis, lots of marks, normal. Normal, I guess. I tell you now, putting loads of emojis it might get my attention, but I will always purposely not read it because of that. As per to Chilwell / Trent for free, or better to hold. You could hold if you want to do different moves next week. I don't think getting either of those two players in is a bad thing, though. It might not be the best week to get Trent, but long term you're going to want him, I think. I think Chilwell's the better option for this week. If I could only have one of Trent or Chilwell going forward, it probably would be Trent. Are we going to get double game weeks this season? We always get double game weeks. They're coming. But not till the second half of the season. Okay, here we go. You could do Jimenez to Tony this week. Then next week, Saka to Son. I wouldn't have enough money for that. Not for free. Mbomo to Jota and Vardy to Broja. Sets you up forever. Yeah, but that's 4 transfers. No way. Hwang or Livramento first bench. Livramento. Bench 2 of Cancelo, Hwang, Rafinha and Mbomo. Okay, this is for JK. You got to bench Livramento and Cancelo, I think. Steve, Son, Jota and Tony or Havertz. Son, Jota and Tony or Havertz, Foden and Antonio. Son, Jota and Tony, definitely. Or just Son and Rafinha for Havertz and Foden. Already have Kane. Oh, if this is for transfers, then maybe just take the 2, yeah. But no, I wouldn't do Son and Rafinha in for Havertz and Foden. Like, if you've already got Havertz, Foden and Antonio, then I think you hold this week. Is it the Man United fan in you who would bench Cancelo before Duffy? No, I don't think so. I think Duffy's just Newcastle home, good goal threat. I'd probably play him. Son, have 2 free transfers and a strong bench, no issues, but don't want to burn the free transfer. Do I free up funds with Hwang to Broja or Saka to Smith Rowe? The thing is, I don't know if Broja is going to start this week. He's not necessarily nailed every week either. Hwang's got Burnley and Norwich to come soon, I think. I'd probably do Saka to Smith Rowe, but you cannot be shocked if Saka outscores Smith Rowe. That's what I'm saying. You're in obviously a tough spot though, where you've got no good other moves to make, so I get it. No one's talking about Vardy captain because everyone just wants to captain Salah. Simple as that, really. I don't know why any of you bother owning Livramento who's just going to rot on your bench. Because he's cheap. That's how FPL works. Villa's defense is really porous right now and their attack isn't looking much better. Yeah, fair enough. If you haven't got a better defender than Livramento to play, then yeah, fair enough, play him. But who am I going to bench him for? I ain't benching him for Chilwell. I'm not going to bench him for Trent. I'm not going to play him ahead of those 2. And then it's Cancelo versus Livramento, and Man City are the best defence in the league. So, and he's in my team because he's cheap as chips. And if I ever need him, he's there. I don't know why, but that comment reminded me of that guy on Come Dine With Me. I hope you're happy in your whatever it was. It's not the same comment, but that's what it kind of reminded me of. He probably will get points tonight, and I'll be waiting for another player to miss out. But I just don't think I want to play him ahead of any of my other players right now. But that's just me. I'm an idiot. Maybe I've got it wrong. Maybe I've got it wrong. Oh yeah, that's it. What a sad little life. I'm not saying you're like that guy, by the way. I'm just saying when I was reading the comment, it just sounded like that. I don't know why you bother having Livramento in your sad little life. It's a sad little life when you own Livramento and you don't even want to play him. You've benched White to play Livramento. Yeah, fair enough. Fair enough. I hope Livramento's points make you very happy. That's what I'm saying. Just joking. Just joking. Mahrez and Antonio for Son and Tony for a -8. Hell no. Hell no. I wouldn't do that, I don't think. Heroic Doses, thank you. Annie C, Mount to Jota or should I just roll? No, I quite like Mount to Jota, to be honest. I really don't think Mount's going to play or not play much of a part. So I think Mount to Jota is a nice medium-termish move. Kane, Son and Reguilon or Kane, Jota and Cancelo? I mean, there's a bit of a price difference there on the left side. Like, Jota and Cancelo is not the same price as Reguilon and Son. I think right now, with everything we know and not knowing exactly how good Spurs are going to be, I'd probably go Kane, Jota and Cancelo. You should try singing Let's Get It On with the deep voice you did earlier. Did I do a deep voice, did I? Bench of Cancelo, White and Gallagher. Ooh. Bench 2. Probably Gallagher and... I'd probably bench Gallagher and then play one of White or Cancelo. I was saying White earlier, but people were like talking about Cancelo, and I think they might be right. I'll play White. Bench Cancelo, Foden, or Gabriel Jesus. I think in that case you got to bench Cancelo and play the two Man City attackers. Is it dumb to captain Tony and Bomber Kane? Dumb's the wrong word, but I think Salah is better than all those. If that makes sense, dudes. Harry, thank you. Donba, can you please do a Game Week 12 wildcard video? I'll think about it, yeah. Big fixture swings and there'll be a lot of wildcards. Yeah, I don't know if I want to do a video to show like what team that would definitely be better than mine. We might do something though, because I think obviously there's the whole international break to go yet, so it might change, but might do an early one and then like a revisit later on. Would you start Cancelo or Rafinha? What's your take on Chris Wood? Always good underlying stats. I've got to be honest, I haven't actually checked his underlying stats this season, but do you know what? I bet they're alright. Do you know why? Because they just always are. This is going to be the season they're not, and he's on penalties too. I did talk about a super chat Ronaldo to Kane. Yeah, I think I said I probably wouldn't do it. I think that's what I said. That's what I'm saying right now. His underlying numbers are not as good as the last couple of the seasons. That's poor. But the problem with Chris Wood is he's playing Chelsea away, Palace at home, Spurs at home, Wolves away. It's not a great fixture run. It's not bad, but in a transfer plan that I did for myself, at one point I did have Chris Wood coming in somewhere along the line, but it was only a short-term move. I wouldn't be getting him right now, I don't think. Have I heard any rumours of the leaked Southampton team? I haven't, but that's a good point. I've not even considered having a look. Let me see. No, nothing yet. Neptali, thank you very much. Jack the Lad, which two to bench? Mbamo, Pinnock, Armstrong, Tomiyasu. I think I already did this one, didn't I? I'd probably bench the defenders. I'm sure I did that already. Or one just like that. Ewan, start Duffy, Livramento, or Diaz. I hate this week. I'd probably start Duffy. Lamptey or Diaz, who to bench? The problem with Lamptey is you don't know if he's going to start. So I'd probably play Diaz because of that. Let me just see. Did he say anything about Lamptey? He's played like the last 3 weeks. He's come on. The thing is, if Lamptey plays, then it's Newcastle at home. I definitely prefer him over Diaz. You just run the risk of a cameo. I don't know. Is there any Brighton fans in? Do you think Lamptey's going to start? Because if he starts, I would definitely play Lamptey. Christopher, thank you. Ian, risk Mount or play Gallagher versus Wolves. In most cases, I probably wouldn't play Mount if you've got a bench, to be honest. Harry, thank you. John, bring in two of Smith Rowe, Trossard, and Mbommo. Well, definitely Mbommo. Oh, for one game? Yeah, definitely Mbommo. Thomas, thank you. Jaguar, Mbommo him for Veltman or stock 2 free transfer after the international break. Mbommo him for Veltman. Obviously, one's a defender, so you have to make two there. Again, Veltman's not guaranteed. This is the thing. Veltman could play right wing back. Lamptey could be benched again. Veltman could play right centre back. Duffy could miss out. It's hard to know right now exactly what's going to happen with Brighton. I like Mbommo in though, if it's a good long term move for you. Here you go, Tommy. Ronaldo to Kane. So someone else must have done a Ronaldo to Kane. If you've only got one free transfer, I don't think I would do Ronaldo to Kane this week. I mean, Kane has got the better fixture. If you're sure you want Kane going forward, then I don't think it's a bad move. But I also don't think you have to force yourself to do it if you don't want to. Especially if you're not quite sure about Kane. How was my first ever FPL season? I mean, I can't really remember. I think I finished like 15k or something. 20k. Yeah, hit that like button if you haven't already. Hit that subscribe button if you're new around here. Thank you. Greenwood to Mbommo, Rafinha to Foden, and Alonso to James for a -4. Oh, that is some nice transfers. I don't think you necessarily need to do Rafinha to Foden. I probably wouldn't actually. I would just keep Rafinha and just do the other two for a -4. Greenwood to Mbommo, Alonso to James. Bank the money for next week. Love it. Suppose you haven't done the Tony hit. You seem to love a deadline stream -4. Yeah, but to be honest, I never like purposely lie about what I want to do. So if I'm considering a hit, it's probably something that I've already talked about. There's a chance of me doing. I just don't think I'm going to do it. Don't get me wrong. I won't be able to watch that Brentford game because of Tony. But I think I'm just going to go with it like this. It's because the only reason I'm against doing it for my own team is I'm just not sure what I want to do next week. I'm just not sure, which isn't good. Like, it's better to be decisive, but sometimes if you're not sure, you just do nothing. It's not like my team is awful. The weakest link is Antonio, and if Antonio is a weak link, then I'm fine with that. It's not a bad weak link to have, you know. I mean, Jimenez versus Crystal Palace. Well, I don't know if I'm expecting miracles, but he's also got five returns in 5 for me, so. Got to trust him. Got to trust the guy. He looked good in the last game. Start 1, Diaz, Livramento, Antonio. Or get Tony in. You get Tony in if it works for your transplant, but start Antonio over the other two. Yeah, another question about wildcard video in Game Week 12. Relax. Vardy's came for free. Nah, I probably wouldn't do that. I'd roll. Antonio to Tony, 2 free transfers. Antonio bought for 8. Oh, in that case, I kind of like it. If you got Antonio a bit cheaper, a bit more expensive, that's not too bad. Again, you got to use another transfer to get him back. That's the only thing. And you obviously do still lose a bit of money, but 2 free transfers. You've got nothing else to do. You could maybe do it. Should I start Mount in the hope he plays the scores for Spelling, or should I just start Cancelo over him? I'd probably just play Cancelo. I'd probably bench Mount in most situations, to be honest. Wildcarding 1 Kane or Song. Well, there's a price difference in there. I'll say Son right now. My mind could change next week. Chilwell or James. Chilwell. No, I don't know actually. Hang on. I'm going to say Chilwell. But the thing is, then if someone says to me, why Chilwell? I don't know if I have a very good answer, to be honest. They're both really good. And Chilwell's a bit more expensive. The thing is, Alonso's out, so you know Chilwell's going to play. I'm going to stick with Chilwell, I think. But James is cheaper. He's not that much cheaper, though, is he? And he should start. I think I've gone back and forth on this stream. I'm going to say Chilwell. Antonio Wilson or Jimenez. I mean, if you want to go for a bit of a punt, it's not the worst time to buy Wilson. Who knows? Eddie Howe could be in soon. I don't think that's confirmed, is it? Brighton away is not great, but in the next 4 after that, they've got Brentford, Norwich, and Burnley at home. I don't mind the Wilson punt. I've looked at it. I've looked at if I'd done Antonio to Tony next week, I've considered Vardy to Wilson and Saka to Son. So I think I'll go Wilson right now. If I had to pick one of those 3. Goalkeeper option, Sanchez probably. Any other player thoughts except Jota? Nothing that springs to mind. Nothing I haven't already chatted lots about already. I think, a second Chelsea defender could be good. Cancelo's good. Salah's good. One of Kane or Son, which I've already answered. So, yeah, I think that's pretty good. Mario, Smith Rowe and Bomber or Jota punt. Wildcard next week and have Tony. I think I'll go and bomb. Is he guaranteed to start? I mean, Jota's great. Go with Jota. Why not? 1 week punt. Salah captain, I'm kind of tired of this. The thing is, it's not that much different to last year. I mean, how many times did we... I guess we had Fernandes as well last year, didn't we? And Kane and Son. These things happen, though. I'm telling you now, Salah won't forever be our captain. But for now, he will be. Will you be doing a second channel video soon? I've really enjoyed them as in a similar position. Yeah, I should do it, really. I've kind of just... I've just got out of the habit of doing it. That's the problem. I need routine. I'm so bad about routine, honestly. Play Duffy or Cancelo. Duffy, would you do Kai to Jota Foden this week free transfer? No, probably not. Gallagher or Smith Rowe for Benrahma. Smith Rowe. Captain Tony, go for it. Praffle. Bench Livramento or Duffy. Livramento. Rafinha to Son. Vardy to Tony. Week after Havertz to Jota. If they're all for free chances, you could do it, but I don't think you need to get rid of Rafinha or Vardy this week. Duncan, I missed the sunrise. Should I buy the sunrise? You just get up earlier. Genius. Should I buy... I'm sure no one's made that joke before. Should I buy him and or Ronaldo? I mean, I'd prefer Son for the next 4 over Ronaldo. Or next 5. Who should be sacrificed from Antonio Vardy? Mount. Have no money. I mean, you don't necessarily need to do it this week, though. if it's easier next week. But I think sacrifice Mount, get Son instead of Ronaldo. Happy days. Rafinha to Son and Jimenez to King, or Vardy to Kane and roll. Vardy to Kane and roll if you have to make a move. I think I already answered that one though. Bench Antonio or Cancelo? Cancelo. Oh my god, the amount of times that question's been asked, honestly. What? Yeah, I need a better way to put it on the screen or something, I think. But then what if I change my mind? There'll be written evidence on the screen. We've only got 25 minutes left. I would probably do a few less super chats. I don't think I'm going to get through them all. And there's loads of questions, obviously, in the chat as well, which I'm looking at. Not ones with loads of emojis, though. That doesn't work. It just does not work. I miss the sunrise. Is there a song about that? I feel like there's a song. Bench 1 of Cancelo, Hwang, Rafinha, Antonio, Cancelo. Bench 1 out of Sarr, Livramento, Antonio, Livramento. Start Antonio or White, Antonio. Considering captain Vardy or Havertz over Salah, is that ridiculous? It's not ridiculous. No, they both got good fixtures. Obviously, you know what's going to happen. You know what's going to happen. Everyone's going to captain Salah. If he does really well, it's going to be annoying. That's it. If you think they're going to outscore Salah, go for it. Points is all that matters. But you know you're betting against the crowd. You can take that into account if you wanted to. Mbomo or Smith Rowe, Mbomo, Matt, Jacques. I have Chilwell and James. Need to bench Antonio or Cancelo. Cancelo. There you go. Love from South Africa. Or from South Africa, sorry. Not love. Captain Aubameyang already got burnt. Captain Havertz a couple of weeks ago. Do you want to get burnt again? I mean, Aubameyang's not a bad captain this week. But again, Salah's damn good. Right, so you need a good reason to go against him. Reece James captain will just go safe with Salah. Again, same thing. I'll go Salah. Start Livramento or Gray. Probably Gray. No, I don't know, actually. I don't know. With Gray, hang on. Who's he got again? Is it Spurs, right? I think in that case, you could definitely make a case for Livramento. Did I answer differently last time? I feel like someone else asked that. RBP Music, 13 months member. Thank you very much. Matt out for Brownhill and now who to play? Who to play? Hwang or Cancelo for Mount's place? Hwang. 1 free transfer. Antonio to Kane or Rafinha to Son. I mean, I feel like Rafinha to... I say Rafinha to Son. Rafinha to Son. Why do you always dismiss Livramento? Yeah, I think people don't think I've got this thing against him. I definitely don't. But obviously, there's other players in the game as well. He's not the only player. Bench Antonio for Duffy. No, probably not. -4 next game. But you prefer Son, Antonio for Jota or Jota and Kane. Probably Jota and Kane. Thoughts on first sub, assuming Gundogan might not start. Livramento or Duffy? Duffy. How many steps have I done? I think I'm only on about 6,000 today. I know, I'm really bad this week. 6,641. Poor. I have Trent, James, Cancelo, DS with 2 free transfers. Drop DS to Reguilon next week, Rafinha to Jota, and Vardy to Kane, or DS to Chilwell this week and figure out next week. I mean, DS to Chilwell is probably nicer than DS to Reguilon, to be honest. You don't necessarily need to do Rafinha to Jota either, so you might still have the money to do Vardy to Kane if you wanted to. Raya to Guaita or Sanchez? Sanchez. Your opinion on transferring Zaha? Obviously, Palace fixtures are quite good. I need to just completely... I need to remind myself exactly how good. Yeah, I don't know if they're that good. I mean, Wolves at home, Burnley away, Villa at home, Leeds away. It's not bad. To be fair, they have got a pretty decent run, like all the way to game week 20. It's only Man United away. It's like the toughest fixture. So as a differential, it's not bad. But there's very few... it feels like there's very few midfield slots to take that kind of punt this week. Oh, sorry, just take that punt in general. But I don't mind it. I don't think it's a bad move. But the only thing with Crystal Palace is, maybe it's just perception, but like Benteke just seems to be so involved. Like I'm looking at Zaha's underlying numbers, like expected goals, expected assists. They're never usually that high. They're actually lower than the previous few seasons as well, mostly. I don't know if I would go there. I just don't know whether I'd go there. No leaked lineups that I've seen. Obviously, if anyone's watching that has a lineup, make sure... well, don't let me know because people just go mad about it. Livramento is definitely going to hurt me. Forget everything I've said. Just play Livramento. Just play Livramento over everyone, including Salah. If it's Salah or Livramento, bench Salah. You missed my super chat again. I didn't. Is this a week for a different captain, or is it too risky? Same as every week. You could do a different captain every week if you wanted to. I mean, it's not the worst time because Salah's got West Ham away, but he's still odds on for a good score. Have Tony and Bomber and Kane as alternatives. You know what the deal is, right? I feel like you already know. That's what you're asking differential wise. Like there is a chance that one of them outscores Salah. I don't think it's worth the risk, personally. Who to start between Saka and Rafinha? Saka, probably. Start Benrahma, Livramento, or Duffy. I'm going to say Duffy over Benrahma. I'm going to say it. Would you do Havertz to Jota? Probably not this week. Vardy to Aubameyang or Azpilicueta to Chilwell or James. Free transfer to Burn. I feel like Azpilicueta to James Chilwell is a better use. Start Cancelo or Azpilicueta. Tuckles, hi from South Africa. Thanks for your. Would you transfer in Jota for Rafinha free? Probably not. Or James in for Rudiger free? Or both for -4? I'd probably roll. I think if I was going to do one, I'd do Rudiger to James. I think. Smith Rowe and Bomber or Jota Pan? Yeah, I've done that one already. Sorry, it's already been asked, but have to use one transfer. Bring in Jimenez for Antonio. You could do. It's a so-so move, I think. You're gonna want to reverse that at some point. That's the only thing. It's not an awful move, but I don't think there's a lot in it, to be honest. I'm not sure I would do that. Kane or Vardy and Antonio to Tony thought Kane or Vardy. I mean, for the next 5, I'd probably go Kane. Antonio, but I wouldn't do Vardy to Kane this week necessarily. Antonio to Tony thoughts. Yeah, I mean, I've spoken about that a lot this week. I don't know what more there is for me to say, really. Like, you know the deal. Like, Tony is better this week. After that, I think it's pretty close. He's made transfers, calling it now. Literally, every time I've made a transfer and hidden it, I've just said, I've made a transfer, I'll show you at the end of the stream. I've not made any transfers. I'm not making any transfers. Like, what would I do? Although, I do need to change my vice captain. Salah, there we go. To Vardy. I don't think I'm making a transfer, no. The only one I would consider is Antonio to Tony, but I think Vardy to Tony might be my move next week. Antonio Cancelo White on my bench. Do I bench boost? You could do. It's not the most awful bench boost, but I still save it for double gaming. Is CR7 a good hold for now, or Tony in for one free transfer? I think you could hold Ronaldo. He's got Watford next week, right? Ronaldo's not going to like anything more than score it at home against Man City. Like, if you need the money from Tony, you could do it. But you could also make that move in a couple of weeks, right? Second wild card, yeah. If only. White or Cancelo, who to start? I feel like I'd probably start White. I know it's horrible benching Cancelo, though, isn't it? It's so close. Maybe you just play Cancelo because that would hurt more if he blanks. But White's got a pretty good chance at a clean sheet this week, I would say. I don't know. Do you know what? It's so close. Maybe I would just start Cancelo. Like, I'm thinking, like, what if it was my team? I think I've told my missus to start White, though. Yeah. Who would you choose the long-term pep between James and Reguilon? Probably James. Like, Reguilon could be good, but we know that James is good. So this is what's happened. Right now, I choose James. In a few weeks, it could be Reguilon. It's the same. Like, when I wildcarded, no James, no Chilwell, and now everyone's, like, wanting them, right? Bench Rafinha or Livramento? Ronaldo Gray to Son Wilson, -4. No, I wouldn't do that for -4. Just do it next week, maybe. Or Gray to Smith Rowe. I'd maybe just hold and just do the move next week instead. Although you'd have Ronaldo against Watford then. Yeah, Gray to Smith Rowe is not that bad. Play Sarr or Greenwood? I mean, Greenwood is definitely not... I don't think there's much chance that Greenwood starts, to be honest. So I'd probably play Sarr because of that. But oh, it's got twins in my back. Bench 2, Livramento, Shaw, White, Semax. Starting with Chua and Azpilicueta. Probably Luke Shaw and Livramento, and play White and St. Maximin. But then St. Maximin's got Brighton away. I just don't rate St. Maximin that well at all for FPL. I'm gonna say White. I'd play White and St. Maximin probably. Bring in Son, Chua, or James. I mean, they're such different. Like two are defenders, one's a midfielder. I'll say Chilwell or James for this week. Son next week. Bench Livramento or Gallagher. Probably Livramento. Matt out for what is? Hang on. The busy bee, Conor Gallagher. The busy bee. Yeah, I'd probably bench Livramento. Matt out from -4. Just play one of Livramento Gallagher. Yeah, just play one of them. I would. UK FFE, thank you very much for becoming a member. Keshav, tempted to captain Son instead of Salah because new manager bounced. Go for it. Again, I still think Salah's better. I think there's going to be opportunities to captain Spurs players over the next couple of weeks. I don't know if this is the best week. Only 15 minutes of the deadline. Make sure you get your transfers locked in. I definitely would not ask any more super chats because I'm going to struggle to get to them all now. Rafinha, especially with all the other questions as well. There's obviously a lot of people watching. Where am I going here? Hang on. Do. Rafinha to Jota or DS to James means Antonio bench. I'd probably just keep Antonio and just bench DS. I think if you have to do one, then DS to James. Have Chilwell, Rudiger, Reguilon, Duffy, Brandon Williams. Which three would you start? Chilwell, Rudiger, and Duffy. DS to Chilwell for free. Yes, I don't think it's a bad move. In isolation. Rafinha to Son and Vardy to Jesus or Vardy to Kane and Roll. I feel like I've answered that. I feel like that question I've answered like 3 or 4 times already. If you have to make a move, then Vardy to Kane. But I'd probably just Roll if you can. Havertz captaincy punt. I'm moving Havertz to Son next week, so I want to make my investment worth it. I wouldn't think like that. I would think Havertz got a good fixture. Is he better than Salah? No. Captain Salah. Mount for Son. If you want to go for it, go for it. I don't want to stop you, but that'll be my thoughts on it. No early team news. If I get anything, I'll let you know. Although, to be honest, I'm not really checking that much, but I'll have a look. Mount for Son, Tony for captain. Mount for Son is good. Tony for captain, not for me. If you want to go different, go for it. Corey, should I do Vardy and Bomber Havertz as a DS to for -12? Come on. No. I mean, Vardy, why would... No, Corey, what? I know you like to take a hit, but come on. You're taking out... I wouldn't transfer out any of those players you're thinking about transferring out, let alone for a freaking -12. Are we sticking with Salah captain this week? Yes, I have Aubameyang and Vardy, but I bet against Liverpool at Man United and I dropped from 80k to 150k. Just because it happened once doesn't mean it will happen again, but I'm going to captain Salah, yeah. And I've got Vardy. I mean, Aubameyang's a nice little pump, but I'd probably go Salah. Victor, an easy one for you. Bench Antonio or Duffy. Duffy, have a good game week and a big green arrow. Good luck to you. Going for Vardy. Yeah, fingers crossed Vardy gets something. So Maximum to Tony or Gray to Mbomo. Probably say Maximum to Tony. Maybe even both if you had 2 free transfers. David bench to Duffy and Mbomo, Saka and Tony, Hwang or Rafinha. Again, come on, you're not benching like players like Mbomo against Norwich or Saka against Watford, right? I think you've got to bench Hwang and Duffy, probably. Mount and Jimenez to Foden and Tony for free. Yeah, I like that. I do like that, to be honest with you. Oh, I need to do my Ultimate Fan team. Should I get rid of Ronaldo to get Son next week? Possibly, but I don't think you need to get rid of Ronaldo this week to do it. You could just do it next week instead if you wanted to. And if something else crops up, then you've got Ronaldo against Watford, right? I've got Harry Kane captain in my... Oh, I've got Havertz as well. Do I play Havertz or Saka? I'm going to play Havertz over Foden. I'm just trusting Man United to do something this week. Mane against West Ham. Cancelo, Diaz. I'm playing Chelsea, Rudiger, James. Yeah, that's done. Grealish to Jota for -4. No, I probably wouldn't do that. Start Duffy, Rafinha, Livramento, or Livramento, Rafinha. I'd bench Livramento if that's basically the question, I think. Should I take a -4 for Havertz to Son? No. Would you play Azpilicueta or Duffy? Azpilicueta if you also... Yeah, Azpilicueta. Bench 3 of Diaz, Livramento. I'd play Rafinha. Maniac. Start Sarr, Antonio, or Gray. Antonio, Captain Salah on Salah. Antonio, St. Maximin to Tony. St. Maximin. Thoughts on Saka's Son? Next week, yes. Not this week. Like Saka's got Watford at home. You could keep him for that, right? Got 2 free transfers. Going to take Matt out because of injury. Who to get? Son, Jota, Son. I like Son. Fathom Hands, thank you. Start one in Bomo, Antonio. Bomo, you got to start in Bomo. Norwich at home. That's Sean. FPL Jab. CR7 and Gray out. CR7 and Gray out for Kane and Bomo, or Tony Jota, 2 free transfers. Kane and Bomo, I think. James and Huang for Chalobah and St. Maximin. Yes, that's for free. Bench boost with Brownhill, Cancelo, and Antonio. No, I wouldn't do that. Why are you going with Foden vice captain? Great question. I've changed it now. Who to bench and That's how far behind I am. Who to bench and Bomo, Rafinha, or Havertz? None of them. You must have someone else you can bench instead of those 3. If I had to pick one, I'd say Rafinha, but I really wouldn't want to bench any of them. Would you play Azpilicueta or Duffy? I've answered that one already. Bench 2 of Cancelo, Rafinha, White, and Livramento. Livramento and Cancelo. All White. I think it's close. Let's say bench Livramento and White. Play Cancelo over White. Bench boost active. Servant, good luck. I don't know what the bench is there because you've linked the whole team, but yeah, good luck. It doesn't look too bad for a single game week bench boost. You might regret it from double game weeks, but who knows? We'll find out that later, right? If captain defender, how is the point if clean sheet? If you captain defender, you get double points. Yeah. Play Antonio or Rafinha. Rafinha, if you have to only play one of them. Should I be getting rid of Azpilicueta? James feels risky. I don't think James is risky. You don't have to get rid of Azpilicueta either, though. Barrett, Autocraft Limited. Start Duffy over Antonio. No, I don't think so. Huang first or second on the bench first. I was going to start with Tony alone up front. Antonio first and Huang second. Antonio ahead of Huang, I think. Huang versus Tierney versus Matip. Who'd start? I mean, hang on. Yeah, I don't even think Tierney's going to play. So, and Matip, who knows? I'd probably play Huang. Jimenez, Tony, Vardy, Smith Rowe, bench one. If you have to bench one, I'm going to say Jimenez, but I don't like it. Vardy and Son or Kane and Jota. Now, that is close. I'm going to say Vardy and Son. But I without getting to give that a bit more thought, it's hard. But I'm going to say Vardy and Son right now. Farwaz, thank you very much. Just take a hit for Son. Should I captain him over Salah? If you want to, yeah, I would captain Salah though. One needs to go on the. Don't captain him just because you've taken a hit. Don't force yourself to do it if you don't think he's the best captain. One needs to go on the bench. Who? Rafinha, Cancelo, Antonio, Cancelo, Benrahma or Livramento. Benrahma, bench one. Cancelo, Rafinha, Antonio, Huang, Cancelo. Play one. Cancelo, Matt or Huang. Huang, bench one. Sarr, Gray or Antonio. Gray. Start Huang over Tierney or Matip. Yeah, I've already answered that one. Kane and Mount in. De Bruyne or Antonio out -4. I wouldn't get Mount in, no. I'll get Jota in possibly instead. James and Huang for Chalobah and St. Maximin. Yeah, sounds good. I think I've already answered that one as well. Play 2, Livramento, St. Maximin or Chalobah. Not I don't think Chalobah could start, I guess. He's probably not going to come on. So I'd bench Livramento. Tony, captain, Pavan, if you want to go for it, go for it. We've only got 7 minutes left. Double Brighton defence or play Benrahma for Duffy. I'd probably play Benrahma over Duffy, but I don't think double Brighton defence is bad. Choose 2 to play. Cancelo, Huang, Livramento, and Rafinha. Rafinha and Huang. I'm sure I've answered that a million times. Gallagher, Antonio. This is my team locked in, by the way, just for like over 5 minutes. I don't think I'm going to make a move. When is the Brentford game? It's tomorrow at 3 o'clock. I might have to find myself something else to do. Watch the Man United. Oh, no, I'm going out. Oh, I don't know, actually. I don't know if I forgot about that Man United game. I forgot his early kickoff. We'll have to see about that. I can't watch Brentford without Tony. I just can't do it. Grealish captain? No. I've not seen any early team news. Yeah, Norwich are missing a good few players. I know. I do like Tony this week. I could regret it. I could regret it massively. But it is what it is. I'm not quite sure about my move, so I'm not going to do it. Yeah, I think Diaz, Rasper, to like Chilwell and James, they're perfectly fine to do. Nothing wrong with that. I have the same back three as you. I have Duffy, Livermore, Samaxi. I feel like I'm going to regret not Duffy in for Trent. I think you've got to play Trent if you own him. I think you got to play him. I saw some people discussing bench points earlier on Twitter. I thought they made some good points. So once the game week started, just pretend you don't own the players on the bench. It's way more easier to say that than to do it, though. Kane, Salah, or Vardy captain? Salah. Cancelo or Mbomo? Come on, Mbomo. Come on, Mbomo. Richard S. Bench boost. Antonio Livramento White. Again, like you said, it's an okay single game week bench boost, yeah. I wouldn't do it, though. Pratic, thank you. Foden or Rafinha, who to bench? Neither. You can't bench either of them. People's squads are just so good. Play Antonio Huang or I change Rodrigo to Tony. I play Antonio, I think, over Huang, just about. I probably will get Tony, but it'll probably be next week, and it'll probably be instead of Vardy. But who knows? Things might change next week. Tony over Jimenez. Yes. Yeah. But I'm not going to use a transfer to get him in, then just to get Jimenez back. So look, I've basically got to get through this week and hope Tony doesn't score a hat-trick. If he does, that might just be season over, you know? Everything. I know not. I mean, I'm still 88k. It's not like I'm having the worst season ever. It does feel like just little things just aren't working this year, the last couple of weeks. But I had a great start to the season, so I cannot complain. Bench Saka or Cancelo? Well, Saka's playing Watford at home. So that's my answer. Norwich has nice fixtures. I honestly, Norwich could play Norwich at home 5 times in a row, and I still don't know if I'd buy Norwich players. If Norwich were playing themselves at home for the next 5 game weeks, I still don't know if I'd buy Norwich attackers or defenders. Like, they're just so poor. So poor. Livramento or Townsend? I'm going to say Livramento. 2 for transfers. Townsend, Huang out, and Bomber Tony in. Love it. Move with Mike. I love that move. Move with Brentford. I've not seen any early team news, to be honest. I mean, look, it's just one of those things. It's Villa versus Southampton, so people aren't as interested as other stuff. Excuse me. So yeah, I'm not seeing it. How long have we got left? We've got 2 minutes. I'm gonna double check my team again. By the way, I've got Ramsdale starting this week, so that's already like a plus. Imagine if Foster keeps a clean sheet now. Oh, don't do it to me, Ben. Don't do it to me. Don't do it to me, mate. Do. How many points am I expecting this game week? Clean sheet from Ramsdale, clean sheet from Chelsea. So that's 12. Saka return. I'm going to give myself 8 for Saka. 20. Mbomo goal. 7. They won't keep a clean sheet. So I'm on 27. Salah captain, goal, clean sheet. No, goal. What's that? I've lost count already. I've lost count. I'm going to say 60 points. Why not? 60 points. I'll take it. Doing maths on the fly, not great, not great. Do I watch hurling? No, not really. If Foster gets a 10-point and Ramsdale gets 2 points, then it'd be hard to come back. It's hard. It's already hard to come back from selling Rafinha for a hit. I mean, what was I thinking? Rafinha for a hit, man. For Foden, who's blanked, he's got to play Man United away. Oh. Norwich versus Norwich live on Sky Sports. Would anyone watch that? Maybe Norwich fans. I don't think we're locked in, are we? Not quite. Not quite. I think Rodrigo's a perfectly nice, cheap option while Bamford's out, but at some point Bamford's going to be back and then he's a goner. Well, he's not gone, not necessarily a goner, just might not play as far forward. Now we're locked. Now we're locked. Ideal captain this week, probably Salah. Boring. Before you all shoot off, please do hit that like button. Let's get to over 2,000 likes on this one. Be much appreciated. I don't actually know what we're on now. We're on 1,000 something or other. I can't actually see it on the screen. I still can't see it on the screen. We're on 1,967. So let's get to 2,500. Please do hit that like button. Hit that subscribe button if you're new. I will be back. No, nothing tomorrow. Happy days. So a day off tomorrow. And I'll be back on Sunday, and obviously then we'll have the international break where I'll be doing like kind of some videos and stuff. So thank you very much for watching. Do hit that like button and hit that subscribe button. I will be back later. No, I won't be back later. I'll be back on Sunday. Enjoy your weekend. I really hope I get a green arrow this week. I don't want to go into the international break with another red arrow. That will be a killer. I've got 2 free transfers now, though. So there we go. Right, I'm off. Good luck. Maybe we're going to get takeaway. Who knows? See you later. Thank you for tuning in. Really appreciate it as always. See you Sunday.